Yesterday I told you that church was for everyone, even Peter, who had let Jesus down. And today I want to remind you that church is even for those who have been let down by it. There's a famous story in the Bible of Jesus in the temple in Jerusalem, and the temple courts are full of people buying and selling everything that you might need to make the proper sacrifice and more. And Jesus gets really angry. This is what Matthew 21 says. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers. He is really angry, throwing furniture around, scattering people. It must have been quite something to see. Now, he may just have been upset about those making a profit, even a dishonest profit maybe, from God's people who had come to draw near to him. But I think there's more to it than this. The verse that Jesus quotes from, the first one, when he says, my house will be called a house of prayer, it comes from Isaiah 56, and I want to read some of that to you. And foreigners who bind themselves to the Lord to minister to him, to love the name of the Lord and to be his servants, all who keep the Sabbath without desecrating it, and who hold fast to my covenant, these I will bring to my holy mountain, and give them joy in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and sacrifices will be accepted on my altar, for my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations. This was supposed to be a place where everyone could come and worship God. In Jesus' time, non-Jews were not allowed into the temple, but they were supposed to be able to come into the temple courts. Only these had been turned into a street market. Anyone who wasn't allowed into the inner courts was now completely excluded from drawing near to God at the temple. And this, I think, is what made Jesus angry. This, I think, is what he was trying to fix. Many of us today feel let down by church. Some of us have been hurt by people in churches, made to feel unwelcome or excluded. And I think it angers Jesus just as much now as it did back then, when people feel like they cannot draw near to God to worship. And if you feel let down by church, if you feel hurt by church, if you feel excluded, if God's people have failed to welcome you as they should, on behalf of all of us, I'm sorry. Church is for everyone, even those that it has let down. And please do not mistake the church, which is all too often prone to mistakes, for the one whom we follow, who will never let you down.